10 signs that you are a highly spiritual being. Don't forget that the seventh sign is the most important. In an increasingly fast-paced and materialistic world, many people turn to spirituality as a refuge, a way to find meaning and purpose in their lives. However, it's common to have a distorted view of what it truly means to be spiritual. For many, spirituality is reduced to external rituals, such as burning incense, practicing meditation, or attending religious temples. While these practices may have their value, true spirituality is much deeper and more transformative. The authentic spiritual journey is, in fact, an internal voyage of self-discovery and personal growth. It's a path that leads us to explore the deepest recesses of our soul, facing our fears, healing our wounds, and awakening to a greater reality that transcends our individual existence. In this text, we will explore 10 secrets that only people truly committed to their spiritual evolution can fully understand. These are not superficial or easily accessible knowledge, but profound truths that reveal themselves only to those who sincerely dedicate themselves to their journey of inner growth. Imagine each of these secrets as a precious seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. At first, this seed is shrouded in darkness, seemingly inert and lifeless. But as you nurture your spiritual quest with dedication, patience, and love, this seed begins to germinate. Slowly, it breaks through the surface, seeking sunlight, until it finally blossoms into a beautiful flower of wisdom and understanding. Prepare yourself for a transformative journey through these 10 spiritual secrets. Open your heart and mind to these profound truths and allow them to illuminate your path towards a fuller, more conscious, and truly spiritual existence. The liberating power of material detachment. The first secret that highly spiritual people understand is the liberating power of material detachment. In a society that excessively values the possession of goods and the accumulation of wealth, this concept may seem radical or even frightening to many. However, those who have reached a high level of spiritual awareness understand that true freedom and happiness do not reside in material possessions, but in liberation from attachment to them. Imagine your life as a backpack you carry on a long journey. Each material object you become attached to is like a stone you put inside that backpack. At first, you may not feel the weight, but as the journey progresses, this load becomes increasingly heavy, limiting your movements and consuming your energy. Material detachment doesn't necessarily mean living like an ascetic or renouncing all comfort. It's actually about a change in perspective. It's understanding that your happiness and your value as a human being don't depend on what you possess, but on who you are. Spiritually evolved people understand that material goods are useful tools for life's journey, but they are not the ultimate goal. They learn to use these tools wisely without becoming slaves to them. They understand that true wealth lies in the experiences lived, the relationships cultivated, and the personal growth achieved. The process of material detachment is gradual and can be challenging. It begins with an honest reflection on what is truly essential in your life. What objects, habits, or relationships do you maintain out of mere attachment or fear of loss, rather than because they truly add value to your existence? As you practice detachment, you'll notice a growing sense of freedom and lightness. It's as if you were removing the stones from your backpack. One by one, you become more flexible, more adaptable to life's changes. Your energy, previously consumed in maintaining and protecting possessions, can now be directed towards your personal and spiritual growth. Remember, the true treasure you seek is not outside, but within you. By freeing yourself from the weight of material attachment, you open space to discover and cultivate the inner riches that have always been there, waiting to be discovered. The wisdom found in solitude. The second secret that highly spiritual people understand is the transformative power of solitude. In a world that constantly values social connection and incessant activity, the idea of seeking moments of solitude may seem contradictory or even frightening to many. However, those who tread a deep spiritual path recognize that it is in moments of quietude and isolation that some of the deepest truths are revealed. Solitude, in this context, is not synonymous with loneliness in the sense of abandonment or social isolation. It's about chosen solitude, an intentional retreat from the hustle and bustle of the outside world to explore the vast territories of the inner world. Imagine your mind as a lake. When you're constantly involved in activities, social interactions, and external stimuli, it's as if this lake were in constant agitation, with waves on the surface that distort your view of what's in the depths. Solitude acts as a period of calm, where the waters quiet down, allowing you to see clearly what lies at the bottom. It's in moments of solitude that you have the opportunity to hear your inner voice, that wise voice that is often drowned out by the constant noise of everyday life. It's in these moments that you can deeply reflect on your experiences, examine your thoughts and emotions without distractions, and align yourself with your true purpose. The practice of solitude doesn't need to be extreme. It can start with small daily moments of quietude, perhaps a solitary walk in nature, a meditation session, or simply a few minutes of silence before bed. The important thing is to create a regular space in your life for this encounter with yourself. As you get used to these moments of solitude, you may find that they become a precious refuge, a source of renewal and clarity. You may start to notice patterns in your thoughts and behaviors that previously went unnoticed. Deep insights may arise, bringing solutions to problems that seemed unsolvable. Moreover, the practice of solitude can strengthen your emotional resilience. By becoming comfortable in your own company, you develop an internal source of strength and stability that doesn't depend on external validation or stimuli. Remember, solitude is not a state to be feared, but a powerful tool for self-knowledge and spiritual growth. By embracing these moments of quietude, you open the doors to a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe around you. Inner alchemy, transforming shadows into light. The third secret that highly spiritual people understand is the necessity and power of transforming one's own inner shadows. This is one of the most challenging and, at the same time, most rewarding aspects of the spiritual journey. It's about facing and healing old emotional wounds, including those that may have been inherited from past generations. Imagine your psyche as a vast garden. The parts of you that you accept and express freely are like the flowers and plants that grow in the sunlight. But there are also shaded areas in this garden, places where plants grow that you fear or reject, representing aspects of yourself that you prefer to ignore or deny. These shadows can manifest in various forms: deep fears, insecurities, unresolved traumas, destructive behavior patterns, or even repressed talents and potentials. Often, these shadows are not just our own, but carry the weight of traumas and patterns transmitted through generations in our family lineage. Spiritual wisdom teaches us that running away from or denying these shadows only increases their power over us. True transformation occurs when we have the courage to face them, accept them, and integrate them into our being. This process of internal transformation is like a spiritual alchemy. Just as the alchemists of antiquity sought to transform base metals into gold, we seek to transform our shadows into light, our pain into strength, our fears into courage, our wounds into wisdom. The first step in this journey is recognition. You need to be willing to look honestly at yourself, identifying the areas of your life where you feel resistance, fear, or shame. This requires courage and self-compassion. Next comes the process of acceptance. This doesn't mean approving negative behaviors, but rather recognizing that these shadows are part of who you are and that they have a reason for being. Often, they developed as protection mechanisms in moments of vulnerability. The next step is compassionate investigation. Instead of judging your shadows, seek to understand them. What unmet need are they trying to fulfill? What lesson are they trying to teach you? This process may involve therapy, spiritual practices, or simply deep self-reflection. Finally comes integration. As you understand and accept your shadows, you can begin to work with them constructively. Anger can be transformed into healthy assertiveness, fear into prudence, shame into humility. This process of shadow transformation is not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey. It's work that requires patience, compassion, and perseverance. However, the fruits of this work are deeply transformative. As you integrate your shadows, you become more complete, more authentic, and more capable of living your truth. Remember, your shadows are not your enemies, but parts of you that yearn for acceptance and healing. By embracing them with compassion and wisdom, you not only heal yourself, but also contribute to the healing of past and future generations. The path of forgiveness, the key to inner liberation. The fourth secret that highly spiritual people deeply understand is the transformative power of forgiveness. This is, without a doubt, one of the most challenging and, at the same time, most liberating aspects of the spiritual journey. True forgiveness goes far beyond simply saying the words, "I forgive you." It's a deep process of healing and inner liberation. Imagine resentment and hurt as invisible chains that bind you to the past. Each time you recall an offense or nurture a feeling of anger against someone, you strengthen these chains, limiting your ability to fully live in the present and move forward into the future. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks these chains. However, it's important to understand that forgiving doesn't mean approving of what was done, nor forgetting what happened. It also doesn't necessarily mean reconciling with the person who hurt you, especially in situations of abuse or violence. True forgiveness is an internal act of liberation, where you choose to release the weight of hurt and resentment for your own well-being. The process of forgiveness usually involves several steps. Recognition. The first step is to honestly recognize the pain you're carrying. It's not about minimizing or justifying what happened, but admitting to yourself the impact it had on you. Expression. Find a safe way to express your feelings about what happened. This can be through writing, art, conversation with a therapist or trusted friend, or even through a symbolic ritual. Understanding. Try to see the situation from a broader perspective. This doesn't mean justifying harmful actions, but trying to understand the context and limitations of the person who hurt you. Often, people act in harmful ways due to their own wounds and limitations. Compassion. Cultivate compassion, not only for the person who hurt you, but especially for yourself. Recognize the strength you had to endure and overcome what happened. Release. Make the conscious decision to let go of resentment. This can be a gradual process and may require repeated practice. Transformation. Use the experience as an opportunity for growth. What lessons can you extract from this situation? How can this experience make you wiser and more compassionate? It's important to remember that forgiveness is a process, not a one-time event. There may be times when you think you've forgiven, only to discover that the hurt resurfaces. This is normal and part of the healing process. Moreover, forgiveness is not limited only to others. One of the most profound and transformative forms of forgiveness is self-forgiveness. Often, we are our harshest judges, carrying guilt and shame for past mistakes. Learning to forgive yourself is a crucial step for healing and spiritual growth. As you practice forgiveness, you may begin to notice profound changes in your life. You may feel lighter, freer, more able to live in the present. Relationships may improve, and you may discover a greater capacity for empathy and compassion. Remember, forgiveness is not something you do for the other person, but for yourself. It's an act of self-love and healing. By choosing the path of forgiveness, you not only free yourself from the past, but also open space for new possibilities and growth in your life. Trusting the flow of life, the wisdom of surrender. The fifth secret that highly spiritual people understand is the importance of trusting the flow of life. This concept, often referred to as surrender or letting go, is frequently misunderstood. It's not about passivity or abdicating responsibility for our lives, but rather a deep understanding that there is a greater order in the universe and that not everything is under our direct control. Imagine life as a powerful river. You can struggle against the current, spending enormous amounts of energy to stay in the same place or try to swim against the flow, or you can choose to trust the river, allowing it to carry you, using your energy to skillfully navigate around obstacles that arise. Spiritually evolved people understand that there is a greater intelligence operating in the universe. Call it God, universe, source, or any other name that resonates with you. They understand that often, what seems to be an obstacle or setback at the moment may actually be part of a larger plan that we can't yet fully see. Trusting the flow of life doesn't mean being passive or fatalistic. On the contrary, it's a delicate balance between doing your best with the tools and knowledge you have at the moment and at the same time being open to the unexpected paths that life may present. Here are some ways to cultivate this trust in the flow of life. Practice acceptance. Start by accepting things as they are in the present moment, without resistance. This doesn't mean you can't work to change them, but acceptance is the first step towards constructive change. Develop faith. Cultivate the belief that even if you can't see the whole picture now, there is a greater purpose at work. This faith can be an anchor in times of uncertainty. Be open to new possibilities. Often, when things don't go as we planned, it's because something better is preparing to enter our lives. Stay open to these new opportunities. Practice detachment from outcomes. Do your best, but don't rigidly attach to how you think things should be. Sometimes, life has better plans than we could imagine. Cultivate gratitude. Be thankful not only for the good things, but also for the challenges, as they offer opportunities for growth and learning. Be present. Live in the present moment, rather than constantly worrying about the future or lamenting the past. It's in the now that you have the power to act and make choices. As you practice trusting the flow of life, you may notice a growing sense of peace and serenity. The ups and downs of life don't shake you as much because you understand that everything is part of a larger journey. You become more resilient, more adaptable, and more capable of finding joy and meaning in all of life's experiences. Remember, trusting the flow of life is not abdicating your responsibility or personal power. It's actually a form of empowerment, where you align your personal will with a greater wisdom, allowing life to guide you towards your highest good and growth. The Soul's Forge, spiritual resilience. The sixth secret that highly spiritual people understand is the transformative power of spiritual resilience. This is the ability to not only endure, but also grow through moments of doubt, challenge, and darkness that inevitably arise on the spiritual journey. Imagine your soul as a precious metal. Just as gold needs to pass through fire to be purified and molded into something beautiful, our soul often needs to go through trials to reveal its true strength and beauty. These moments of testing are not punishments or signs of failure, but crucial opportunities for growth and transformation. Spiritual resilience goes beyond the mere ability to endure difficult times. It's the ability to find meaning and even gratitude amidst challenges, to use adversities as catalysts for personal and spiritual growth. Here are some key aspects of spiritual resilience. Acceptance of impermanence. Understanding that everything in life is transitory, both pleasant and unpleasant experiences. This understanding helps us not to cling too much to good moments, nor despair in difficult moments. Cultivation of faith. Not necessarily religious faith, but a deep belief in something greater than ourselves, be it the universe, nature, or a divine force. This faith provides a sense of purpose and meaning, even in the most challenging moments. Practice of self-reflection, using moments of difficulty as opportunities for self-examination and growth. What lessons can be learned? How can this experience make us wiser and more compassionate? Maintaining perspective, remembering that, no matter how difficult the present moment may be, it doesn't define our entire existence. Having a broader view of life helps us not to be completely consumed by temporary challenges. Connection with others, recognizing that we are not alone in our struggles, sharing our experiences, and seeking support from others can be deeply strengthening. Practice of gratitude. Even in the darkest moments, finding things to be grateful for. This not only lifts our spirit, but also helps us maintain a balanced perspective. Holistic care. Remembering that we are multidimensional beings, body, mind, and spirit. Taking care of our physical and mental health is as important as spiritual practices. Openness to transformation. Seeing moments of crisis not just as challenges to be overcome, but as portals to a new way of being. Often, it's through our most difficult moments that we discover our true strength and purpose. It's important to remember that spiritual resilience doesn't mean never feeling pain, fear, or doubt. These are natural and important human experiences. Resilience is in how we navigate through these experiences, how we integrate them into our journey of growth. As you cultivate spiritual resilience, you may notice profound changes in how you face life's challenges. What once seemed like an unbearable crisis can become an opportunity for growth. You may feel more centered, more confident in your ability to handle whatever life presents to you. Remember, just as a muscle strengthens through exercise, our spiritual resilience grows through the challenges we face. Each moment of doubt, each period of darkness, is an opportunity to strengthen our connection with our true essence and with the universe around us. 1. The alchemy of giving, the transformative power of generosity. The seventh secret that highly spiritual people understand is the transformative power of giving. This is not just an act of external kindness, but a profound spiritual practice that has the potential to heal and elevate both the giver and the receiver. Imagine the act of giving as a source of fresh water in a desert. When you give, be it your time, resources, attention, or love, you not only nourish others, but also create an oasis of abundance in your own life. It's a beautiful and profound paradox. The more you give, the more you receive, not necessarily in material terms, but in terms of joy, satisfaction, and connection. Spiritually evolved people understand that giving goes far beyond occasional acts of charity. It's a way of living, a constant orientation towards the well-being of others and the world around you. They recognize that everything we have, our talents, resources, even our life experiences, are gifts that can be shared for the benefit of all. Here are some ways to cultivate the power of giving in your life. Practice everyday generosity. Find small ways to give every day. It could be a smile, a kind word, a gesture of help to a stranger. Share your talents. Identify your unique abilities and find ways to use them to benefit others. This could be through volunteering, mentoring, or simply helping friends and family. Give without expectation of return. True generosity comes without strings attached. Give for the simple pleasure of giving, without expecting recognition or reward. Practice active listening. Sometimes, the greatest gift we can give is our full attention. Practice listening to others with empathy and without judgment. Cultivate gratitude. The more grateful we are for what we have, the more naturally we want to share with others. Give to yourself. Don't forget to include yourself in your practice of giving. Self-care and self-love are fundamental to sustaining a life of generosity. Practice forgiveness. Forgiving is a profound form of giving. By releasing resentments, you give the gift of peace to yourself and others. Share wisdom. If you've learned valuable lessons through your experiences, share them with others who might benefit from that knowledge. As you integrate the practice of giving into your life, you may notice profound changes. You may experience a greater sense of purpose and connection with others. The abundance in your life may increase in unexpected ways. You may feel lighter, more joyful, more in tune with the natural flow of life. It's important to remember that giving doesn't mean depleting yourself or putting yourself last. True generosity comes from a place of inner abundance, not scarcity or obligation. It's a natural flow that arises when we recognize our interconnection with all beings. Remember, each act of giving, no matter how small, creates ripples of kindness that spread far beyond what we can see. By embracing the power of giving, you not only enrich the lives of others, but also nourish your own soul and contribute to the collective healing of the world. The eighth secret that highly spiritual people understand is the profound importance of ancestral healing. This is a journey that goes beyond individual healing, extending to past and future generations. It's the recognition that we carry not only our own traumas and patterns, but also those of our ancestors. Imagine your family lineage as a great tree. Its roots extend deep into the past, and its branches project into the future. The experiences, traumas, and behavior patterns of your ancestors are like the sap that flows through this tree, influencing each new leaf and branch that grows. Ancestral healing is the process of recognizing, honoring, and when necessary, transforming this inheritance. It's a journey of deep understanding of who we are, where we come from, and the legacy we want to leave for future generations. Here are some key aspects of the ancestral healing journey. Recognition. The first step is recognizing that we carry more than just our own experiences. Certain behavior patterns, fears, or blockages may have their roots in experiences of previous generations. Research and connection. Learn about your family history. What challenges did your ancestors face? What strengths and resilience did they demonstrate? This research may involve conversations with older relatives, genealogical research maps, or even DNA tests. Honor and gratitude. Recognize and honor the struggles and sacrifices of your ancestors. Express gratitude for what they endured and achieved, which allowed you to be where you are today. Pattern identification. Observe recurring patterns in your family, whether in relationships, health, finances, or other aspects of life. These patterns can be clues to areas that need healing. Ritual and ceremony. Many spiritual traditions have specific practices to honor ancestors and facilitate intergenerational healing. This may include creating an ancestor altar, performing forgiveness ceremonies, or release rituals. Therapy and inner work. Ancestral healing often involves deep inner work. Therapies like family constellation can be particularly useful in revealing and transforming hidden family dynamics. Forgiveness and release. Practice forgiveness, not just for specific individuals, but for entire patterns and situations. This doesn't mean approving harmful actions, but releasing the emotional weight they carry. Creating new patterns. Consciously choose to create new patterns and legacies for future generations. This may involve breaking cycles of trauma, adopting health and wellness practices, or cultivating new family traditions. Spiritual connection. Many find strength and guidance in spiritual connection with their ancestors. This may involve meditation, prayer, or simply moments of contemplative silence. As you embark on the journey of ancestral healing, you may notice profound changes not only in yourself, but also in your family relationships and even in your perception of identity. You may feel a deeper connection to your roots, a more compassionate understanding of your family members, and a clearer sense of your place in the great tapestry of family history. It's important to remember that ancestral healing is an ongoing process, not a final destination. It's a journey of discovery, compassion, and transformation that can last a lifetime. Remember, as you heal yourself, you are not only transforming your own life, but you are also creating waves of healing that extend to the past and the future. You become a bridge of healing between generations, contributing to the collective evolution of human consciousness. The ninth secret that highly spiritual people understand is the concept of awakening to the greater purpose. This is the recognition that each of us has a unique and significant role to play in the great tapestry of existence. It's the understanding that our lives are not mere cosmic accidents, but sacred journeys of discovery and fulfillment. Imagine your life as an epic story, a hero's journey. You are the protagonist, called to a great adventure that transcends mundane daily concerns. Your personal challenges, your inner struggles, your victories and defeats, all are chapters in this great narrative, shaping you for a greater purpose. Awakening to the greater purpose is not necessarily about achieving grand feats or attaining worldwide fame. Often, it's about finding meaning and purpose in the small actions of everyday life, recognizing how each choice we make contributes to the greater whole. Here are some key aspects to awakening to your greater purpose. Deep self-reflection. Dedicate time to contemplate fundamental questions such as who am I? Why am I here? What brings me true joy and satisfaction? Recognition of patterns. Observe recurring themes in your life. What types of situations or people do you repeatedly attract? What lessons seem to repeat themselves? Identification of unique talents. Recognize your natural abilities and passions. Often, our purpose is aligned with what we naturally do well and what brings us joy. Listening to the inner voice. Cultivate the practice of listening to your intuition or inner voice. Often, our higher self already knows our path, even if our conscious mind is still confused. Embracing challenges. See obstacles not as punishments, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Each challenge overcome prepares us for the next level of our journey. Service to others. Recognize that our greater purpose often involves being of service to others in some way. How can your unique gifts benefit the world? Alignment with values. Identify your deepest values and align your life with them. When we live in harmony with our values, we naturally move towards our purpose. Cultivation of gratitude. Practice gratitude not only for what we have, but for who we are and for the journey we are on. Transcendence of ego. Recognize that our greater purpose often calls us to go beyond our personal concerns and desires, to serve something greater than ourselves. As you awaken to your greater purpose, you may notice profound changes in your life. Decisions that once seemed difficult may become clearer. You may feel a greater sense of direction and meaning, even amidst challenges. There may be a feeling of being in the flow, where things seem to naturally align to support your path. It's important to remember that awakening to the greater purpose is a journey, not a destination. Your purpose may evolve and transform over time as you grow and change. The key is to remain open, attentive, and aligned with your inner truth. Remember, you are a unique and precious being with gifts and experiences that no one else possesses. Your greater purpose is an expression of that uniqueness, a way of contributing to the world that only you can offer. By awakening to this purpose, you not only enrich your own life, but also contribute to the evolution of collective consciousness. The 10th and final secret that highly spiritual people understand is the profound interconnection of all things in the cosmos. This is the recognition that we are not isolated beings, but an integral part of a vast web of life that extends throughout the universe. Imagine the cosmos as a giant, intricate spider web where each thread is connected to all others. Every thought, every action, every choice we make sends vibrations through this web, affecting the whole in ways we often cannot see or immediately understand. This understanding of cosmic interconnection is not just an abstract idea, but a lived reality that profoundly transforms the way we relate to the world and to each other. It's the basis for an ethic of compassion, responsibility, and care that extends to all beings and to the earth itself. Here are some key aspects of understanding spiritual interconnection. Unity in diversity. Recognizing that, despite apparent differences between people, cultures, and life forms, there is a unifying essence that connects us all. Cosmic responsibility. Understanding that each of our actions has repercussions that extend far beyond ourselves. This calls us to act with greater awareness and consideration. Universal compassion. Developing a compassion that extends not only to humans, but to all forms of life, recognizing that we all share the same fundamental essence. Synchronicity. Being attentive to simple meaningful coincidences in our lives, recognizing them as manifestations of cosmic interconnection. Ecological awareness. Developing a deep respect and care for the earth, recognizing it not as a resource to be exploited, but as a living organism of which we are a part. Practice of non-duality. Transcending us versus them. Thinking. Recognizing that what we do to others, we do to ourselves. Expansion of identity. Moving beyond limited identification with the individual ego to a broader identity that encompasses all life. Cosmic alignment, seeking to live in harmony not only with other people, but with the larger rhythms and cycles of the universe. Selfless service, acting for the good of the whole, not just for personal benefit, recognizing that by elevating others, we elevate all. As you deepen your understanding of cosmic interconnection, you may notice profound changes in your life. You may feel more connected, more at peace, more aligned with the natural flow of life. There may be a greater sense of purpose and meaning, even in the most mundane tasks. It's important to remember that this understanding is not something that is achieved once and done, but an awareness that continuously deepens throughout life. It's an invitation to live with more attention, more love, and more reverence for all life. Remember, you are not just a small, isolated part of the universe, but a unique and precious expression of the cosmic whole. Each act of kindness, each thought of love, each conscious choice you make contributes to the harmony and evolution of the entire web of life. Conclusion. Embark on your spiritual journey as we have explored these 10 secrets that only highly spiritual people understand. It's important to remember that spirituality is not a destination, but an ongoing journey of discovery and growth. Each of these secrets is a portal to a deeper understanding of yourself, others, and the universe. True spirituality is not about achieving a state of perfection or separating oneself from the world. On the contrary, it's about fully immersing oneself in the experience of life, with all its joys and challenges, while maintaining an expanded consciousness and an open heart. Remember, you are the hero of your own spiritual journey. No one can walk this path for you, but you're also not alone. Each step you take towards self-knowledge and spiritual growth not only transforms your own life, but also contributes to the elevation of collective consciousness. As you integrate these secrets into your life, you may discover a greater sense of peace and contentment, regardless of external circumstances, deeper and more authentic relationships, a clearer understanding of your purpose and direction in life, greater resilience in the face of challenges, a sense of connection to something greater than yourself, more compassion for yourself and others, a deeper appreciation for the beauty and mystery of life. Remember that this journey is not about achieving perfection, but about continuous growth. Be gentle with yourself, celebrate each small progress, and remain open to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer. May these secrets serve as beacons on your spiritual journey, illuminating the path to a more conscious, compassionate, and meaningful life. And as you embark on this journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth, may you become not only your own hero, but also a guiding light for others, contributing to a more loving and enlightened world. Your spiritual journey is unique and precious. Embrace it with courage, curiosity, and love. The universe is waiting to unfold through you in wonderful and unexpected ways. May your journey be blessed, transformative, and deeply satisfying. The Cosmic Web, understanding spiritual interconnection, awakening to the greater purpose, the journey of the inner hero, the sacred journey of ancestral healing.